Well, hi everyone. I'm John Rethnam with a retro review of WWE Fully Loaded 2000, taking place at Reunion Arena in Dallas, Texas, home of the Von Erichs, and they really had a lot of great shows there and a really, really hot Dallas crowd. They made this show way better than it should have been, despite the double main event. A lot of the show probably would have been seen as kind of shitty if it hadn't been for the crowd, and the wrestlers fed off of it, and they add a lot of energy to their matches, even the lower card ones that weren't all that good. So we have Test, Albert, and Trish, so TNA and Trish, who possesses both, because boobs and ass, am I right, lads? Lawler made sure to point that out. Lawler, the dirty old man that he was, and still is, now on commentary. And they took on Hardys and Lita, and this really was about Lita getting her hands on Trish. No, not that way, or that way. I don't judge, much, or at all. But it was also about, there was a bit of mistiming between Albert and Matt Hardy that eventually got ironed out, and the match was fine for what it was. It was power versus high flying. Crowd pop for the shirts being ripped off of Team Extreme because, of course, men, women, dogs, cats likely pop for that stuff. Who knows? Maybe flowers came out in bloom in the summer heat somehow, because I understand how flowers work. Whole point is, everybody loved when shirts got removed in matches. And basically, Lita eventually got her hands on Trish, superplex, moonsault, and then Trish strapped Lita repeatedly, repeatedly strapping her. Am I making my point, any clearer? She was strapping her repeatedly, lashing her and beating her and everything, and this can't possibly come back to bite Trish in the ass later. Then Edge says Christian's sick, he can't compete. Commissioner Foley is like, not sure, but he'll find out a little bit later. And then Undertaker arrives on his motorcycle and proceeds to chase Kurt Angle on his motorcycle through the halls of the arena. I don't know why that made me laugh, but it did. It was fucking hilarious. And Kurt's like trying to get all the way and everything because Kurt has been trying to make Undertaker's life a living hell. And he's going to get his ass kicked for that. Oh dear, is he ever. Taz versus Al Snow. Taz wins with the Taz mission in a match I couldn't have given two flying fucks about. Al Snow, noted mid-card guy at best, and that's nothing against Al Snow, the wrestler. Still think he takes too many things personally from what I've seen, but I think that Al is a really good worker. He was just very much just a guy in the bigger companies. And hey, he did a good job on Tough Enough. I will give him that much. He did a really good job instilling the respect in people on that because he had been working for many fucking years before he got that spot. And then we get Triple H and Stephanie. Who sent the flowers? And Triple H says, well, hey, I'd leave a card. It wasn't me. And then the Shaggy song is all in your head right now, and I ain't talking about the Scooby-Doo character. Stephanie, best of luck to you and your man tonight. It's true, it's true. Kurt sent the flowers. Oh no, we're going to get this storyline. I already retro-reviewed SummerSlam 2000, so you can check out my review of that if you want to know what I thought of this storyline. But Christian is sick, being checked out by the EMTs. Fully believes, okay, yeah, we're going to take this match off the card. Saturn with Terry versus Eddie with China, European Championship. China kept going after Terry and chased her away. Kept going after Saturn, interfering and everything. China then eventually goes to the Spanish announcer's table somehow. There wasn't a very good shot of it. It was actually kind of hilarious. And then Terry comes down, low blows Eddie, and then an elbow drop. 1, 2, 3. New European champion, Perry Saturn. Why was the European Championship not featured better by this point? It's a shame, because British Bulldog was a great European champion that should have retained at One Night Only 97. I will go to the grave saying that. And D'Lo Brown and others were really good champions. And then we get Foley busting Christian, throwing pukey shit or something into from a bucket into the toilet pretending to be sick. Says, you're going to face the APA tonight. And then Kurt tries to steal Undertaker's bike, because Kurt Angle has apparently not learned his motherfucking lesson. We get the APA versus Edge and Christian for the tag team championships, but I'm going to tell you something about the pre-match promo between Edge and Christian. So they're talking everything. Edge knocks the sports teams, Dallas Stars, the Cowboys, mentioning felonies and stuff like that they got. If you know your sports, you'll know what he's talking about. Some of it's fuzzy to me. But then, remember, this is in Dallas, so the JFK assassination, easy for me to say. Assassination Nation, by the way, was a really good movie. But back to this promo. Christian mentions some people think it was a lone gunman, others think it was a conspiracy theory. He says, all I know is if JFK had been in Dallas for 5 more minutes, he would have committed suicide. That's something Christian said, not me. And I promise you, I only laughed a lot because I laugh at dark things. That was funny. It wouldn't fly today at all. I mean, technically, the Kennedys probably shouldn't fly. JFK Jr. shouldn't have fly, but I digress. Boy, I can't possibly get hate for that one. But this was fucking hilarious. It just was. It shouldn't have been funny, but I just couldn't help but laugh. And just the amount of anger they got. Then JBL proceeds to mention world-class talent, the Freebirds, Bruiser Brody, and others that compete in that arena. And mentions the sports teams and all that. And we're going to kick your ass. And then it ends after 5.5 minutes when Edge gets the team intentionally disqualified. The crowd was pretty hot for this. They were flat for the finish, but they were hot for this. And I say JBL, it's like Bradshaw, but, I'm going to call him JBL because JBL's a piece of shit. But, hey, this is probably the best promo that he cut before he became JBL. And then we get Triple H chasing after Kurt. He wants to find out why he's saying Stephanie Flowers. And then Angle throws a wrench into Taker's knee and his plans. A comically sized wrench. It's like he got it from a Wile E. Coyote cartoon. It was absolutely hilarious. Then we get Rikishi versus noted transphobe and Trump-supporting piece of shit Val Venus. I don't really care if people want to get angry because I bring my views into reviews. You can be upset. You can do that. People are allowed to have their opinions and share them on a YouTube channel. I'm just a wrestling fan. I'll try to be more knowledgeable than others. It doesn't take much research, though, to recognize that, hey, there are some wrestlers that were mid-card guys that were given characters that had short shelf lives, and that is, and they basically did not last all that long and have been living off that goddamn reputation for years. And also, apparently, he does not like when people talk bad about him. I don't really fucking care, because Val Venus has shown himself to be a piece of shit. And here's the thing, you can have whatever fucking views you want. But if you're going to be a fucking bigot like that, you don't deserve to be part of civilized society. And I'm talking about stuff he said, just a quick rant here. I'm talking about the stuff he said about Nyla Rose. And quickly, if you want to have your opinions on Nyla Rose, you have your opinions about Nyla Rose. You're allowed to have those opinions, whether I agree with them or not. But I will tell you this, if people are going to share that shit on my channel in the comments here, you're going to fucking be banned. And I'm warning you guys right now. You're going to fucking be banned about that. Back to the match, though. It's only remembered, really, for Lita getting her revenge on Trish and strapping her, and then Rikishi hitting a freaking insane splash at about 350 pounds off the goddamn cage. And then Val Venus somehow got the victory because Taz ran in and knocked out Rikishi, who was already injured. I mean, it looked like he really hurt himself. And then Val got the pin 1, 2, 3. Cool. Whatever. He probably, it's one of the last times that he ever held a championship, or at least a prominent championship. So then we get Triple H looking for Kurt, and then Harvey Whippleman says, oh yeah, I know where it is, because Harvey Whippleman's been delivering the flowers. Harvey Whippleman, I feel like I need a pressure washer put on me every time I see this disgusting looking whatever he is. Sure, he's a nice guy, but he looks rancid. So then Jericho suddenly lays out Triple H, because it's all been Jericho. It's been a ruse. He's been getting all these flowers and saying them are the guys of Kurt Angle or whatever, just to get an advantage leading into the Last Man Standing match. Then Shane McMahon is out here to prove he's not a pussy, because that was what the crowd was chanting. And then calls out The Rock. The Rock appears. Benoit then is backstage in The Rock's locker room ripping apart his clothes. Let's be honest, it's not the worst thing that Benoit has done to people's belongings. So, Kurt Angle versus Undertaker. Hey, you kids want to see a dead body? Here's Kurt Angle. He tried to target the knee and tried to beat down Undertaker and keep him down, but he got freaking squashed. This was a squash. This was a temporary burial, at least. It was. It fucking was. He demolished Undertaker. Undertaker demolished Kurt Angle. Undertaker demolishing Undertaker. God, it's SummerSlam 94 all over again. But he just demolished Kurt. Just beat the shit out of him. Yes, Kurt would be involved in the SummerSlam 2000 main event and would win the championship by No Mercy 2000. This match did him no fucking favors. He was made to look like a goof, which I guess was by design. But it just, fucking hell, he just destroyed him. A choke slam will last right, that was it. Jericho versus Triple H, Last Man Standing match. This was really good. I encourage you guys to check this out. Triple H bled. It was hard-hitting, quick start, really good stuff. These guys tore the house down, which was very uncomfortable for anybody that, wanted to try to sell that arena off, because it was very hard to convince the auctioneers. No, it's okay. Those betting, it's all right. The roof's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to look like, a pumped-up sportatorium where it's all demolished and everything. Well, back to the match. Stephanie kept trying to interfere. Eventually, she got slapped with the walls of Jericho. There was a double monitor spot a little bit earlier, sledgehammer action, and then they did the announcer table spot where they did off the ring announcer table, the ring side table, and then got, and did a backdrop spot. Triple H managed to just get to his feet by the count of 10. That was it. There you go. That's your lot right there. And Triple H manages to get the victory by the skin of his teeth. Jericho looked like he definitely belonged in the main event. This was pretty good stuff. Should Jericho have won? Sure. But honestly, at this point, and one, these guys were fresh faces back then. They haven't hung around too long like Jericho's still hanging around. But this was pretty damn good. I would even call it a lost classic. I would also call Benoit versus The Rock a lost classic. Easy for me to say. If Rock had gotten DQ'd because everything got so personal, because Benoit had tried to make his life a living hell, Rock would have lost the championship. So guess what they tried doing? Shane kept interfering. They kept doing a whole bunch of stuff. Benoit kept trying to cheat to win. And Shane hits the ref with a chair. And then Benoit gets laid out. And then Rock grabs a chair and tries to swing at Shane. The referee manages to see Rock with a chair as he's coming to. Wait, Rock hit me with a chair. So Rock's got Benoit in the crossface, which he does a lot better than the sharpshooter. Fucking hell, that sharpshooter's rancid. And then suddenly, ref calls for the bell. Earl Hebner, who has never been involved in anything controversial in his life. And it's a new champ. Oh no, Benoit's the WWF champion for about 5 minutes. And then here's Mick Foley to restart the match. And then we get the crossface again. Benoit's going to tap him out. Nope. Rock bottom. 1, 2, 3. And there you go. This match also was really good. Great main event. And I really enjoyed it. So I just want to say that this match and the Last Man Standing match are the ones worth checking out. But this whole show actually really has a great feel to it. Energy. Dallas was really on fire at this point. So somehow that crowd managed to stay there without thinking, fuck, we're on fire. We should get near water. I'm going off the rails here. Did you enjoy this pay-per-view? Let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.